Hey everyone, how's it going? I just beat Deus Ex Human Revolution. Here's the game. Just beat it. I'm gonna be doing my, little impressions video. Even though it's kind of crappy, there isn't gonna be any game footage. I'm just sitting here in front of the camera, no special effects. It's just kind of me being, just boring. I'm just talking to the camera. So, anyway, let's start off with what I thought. Well. Based on, the whole experience is really, really good. I mean, like, from the start of the game to, like, the end, I was pretty much having a great time, enjoying myself. There are frustrating moments in there, but I had a really, fun time just going in there, being able to play the way I wanted to play, and, talking to different people, getting different opinions on certain objectives, and, stuff that's going around the city and things like that. I had a good time exploring, hacking into people's, bedrooms or whatever, or their safes or their computers, and getting information that way. I mean, the game does a lot to basically, get you immersed as much as possible into the city. It takes place 2027 in Detroit in the future, so being that it's in the future, the artist can do really crazy things with the art design. And that's one of my favorite things as well. The art design in this game is outstanding. The way they recreated the city of Detroit, Hangshaw, Montreal, Singapore, I think that's about it. Yeah, those four places. The way they redid, everything like that from like the ground up is just outstanding. I think they did like an outstanding job on Hangshaw out of all the places, and I'm saying that because Hangshaw is more or less just a city with another city on top of it. It's a two-story city, which is incredible. You go there, you're like, okay, I'm going to Hangshaw, and you're there, and then you can see the view of this thing. I mean, the city's like on the water, it's like an island sort of, and then you have another city on top of it, and just buildings and pillars are holding it up, and there's subways going around everywhere. I mean, it's incredible the amount of detail they put into that. So, I really enjoyed the art design, particularly, out of everything. I mean, the graphics of the game, to be honest, they're good. They're not great. I think they did a good job on the environments, the objects in the world, but they didn't really do a good job. I thought they could have done the character animations better. Like, well, the faces at least. The faces they don't really look that good, to be honest. A couple characters do look good. Um, Adam looks, of course, very detailed, and then like Megan Reed looks detailed and everything, but other people like Seraph, random people in the laboratory, stuff like that. I mean, all those other people who just like they are insignificant to the story don't look that good. I mean, Seraph doesn't really have any. There's no really detail in his face. It kind of looks, doesn't really look that good, and it's kind of a letdown because when you saw that trailer, that 5 minute like director's cut trailer, the outstanding trailer, when you saw that trailer, you're like, whoa, the graphics are just outstanding, or at least the pre-rendered footage just looked incredibly real, and the game doesn't really, look as in terms of characters' faces doesn't even look up to par with that. But the environments and the art design are really good. All right, I really did enjoy all the colors, contrasting. Mainly, it's supposed to, it's the future and everything. So the main colors you're gonna be seeing are gold and black. But it looks pretty awesome. There's a bunch of like neon banners going out, flashing everywhere. There's cars flying, you know, just different ways of transportation. A lot of people there are just, they look different from one another. So, the art design was really good. I did really enjoy the art design out of everything. So, and the story was, for my opinion, it was pretty good. It kept me interested when I got into the game. I knew it was going to be a game where you're going to be having to pay attention to what these people say because they're going to be giving you tips and having you go places and stuff like that. So I knew that you're going to have to be be paying attention to like everything that they were saying. but also be able to explore and get stuff done. So, I mean, the story for me was really good. I really did enjoy the storyline. What it did, uh, what it did was it had like lots of different people. Sort of how it depended on how you treated other people in the world depended on how the story was affected. The story would be affected by that. So, I mean, the story for me was really good. It was something that I felt really attached to, something I could be, that's something I could hold on to, get really immersed into. And, when you're playing this game and stuff, it's just like you're immersed into this world and your whole intellect changes. So, the way you think to do stuff and everything, like you got to really approach each and every one of your objectives in a very specific way, like some in a very organized way, I should say, not very specific because you can do it either way you want, but in a very organized way to get a good result. All right, so I mean the story was really good. Enjoyed it a lot. So that was it. Um, the gameplay. Now here's a lot of people were saying that it's a combat and stealth game. Um, to be honest, you can play the game combat or stealth, alright? It does a good job at letting you play combat or stealth, but when playing the game, you get a sense that, okay, this game is meant for stealth. I mean, they tell you can play combat or stealth, but honestly, I mean, the game's really meant for stealth. I mean, the shooting isn't as refined, or it doesn't feel as nice as you would want it to feel for a combatic shooter. And for stealth, it's perfect. I mean, you can put your silenced weapons on. You can like there's a third person cover system, and it's like if you were doing combat and stuff, I just don't think that the game would have been as rewarding, so to say, if you were to do it as stealth. I mean, stealth, it really is meant for stealth. I mean, they tell you play it any way you want, but to be honest, it just really is meant for stealth. The whole game's like levels design and stuff like that are meant for stealth. I mean, they give you plenty of places to hide. There's claustrophobic places. Sometimes you gotta take certain people out. Enemies will see bodies and react and start searching for you. So, it really rewards you. I think the game rewards you more, and I think that it's a better experience as a stealth, shooter. I don't think that if you're just to shoot everyone, it'd be kind of different, of course, but it really is meant for stealth, I believe. So that was kind of one drawback. The controls at first, seemed a little bit weird. I will admit, the controls were like, what, but to be honest, after about half an hour into the game, they were perfect. I realized that they were really perfect for what the game was. I mean, when I heard that L1 or left trigger, was the cover system, was to take cover, I was like, what? What other game has the left trigger as a cover system? And then I started using the cover system and stuff, and I said, okay, well, this, actually does work. The L1 is a good, button for it, and I think it does work really well. So the controls at first were a bit weird, but I got used to them, and they really felt spot on. Like, I never really had a problem with the controls at all. I mean, the game, in terms of frustration, the game frustrated me when basically it was like, it's a very realistic, you have to realize this, like, the way you take damage is pretty realistic. Adam Jensen can be dead within 3 shots. Or something. Well, I exaggerate. He can be dead really soon. I mean, you may think, okay, I'm, all augmented and decked out. I got, the stuff like that. If you step out into like the beginning of the first level and you step out and someone notices you, you'll be dead like that. Literally, not even 5 seconds, and you'll just drop dead. And I think that's what a lot of people were frustrated about, because they thought that this is going to be a game where you're going to be powerful, but you really have to be tactical. I mean, you're not. The game doesn't treat you like you're an overpowered, cyborg guy who just, can just blow through everyone and is just like, amazing. The game really forces you to think about what ways you want to approach your missions and what different areas. It really rewards you for searching around because there are multiple places to get to your objectives. You know, there's vents in the wall. Maybe there's a roof access. You can sneak behind enemies, and the game rewards you for just exploring and being tactical about your situation and your choices, which which the which basically a lot of people thought was going to be, wasn't going to be true. They thought, hey, I'm just going to shoot everyone in the room. They thought, okay, it's going to be like Call of Duty, for instance, but that's like not the case. This isn't Call of Duty. You are going to get you are going to get killed pretty fastly if you don't take cover and actually use your environment good wisely. So the gameplay for me was, it felt fine. I did get frustrated, but in the end, I thought that I never felt like I was being, well, actually, that's kind of like, I felt some of the parts were unfair, but when I'm looking at it as a whole, I really kind of felt that, okay, I died because I just stepped out of cover. When I'm low on health, I should stay in cover until I get revived, or until my health goes up. So, it doesn't really, the game doesn't treat you like an idiot. All right, it forces you to be tactical. It says use your brain, even though you have a robotic hand, and so on and so forth. It really forces you to be tactical about your stuff, and that's what I really like about it, because most games don't do that. Like, for instance, let's take Dead Island. Even though this isn't really a fair comparison, but Dead Island, you can approach your missions and stuff. There's like side missions and stuff, but the game only gives you like one way to approach it, to be honest. Like from the time I played, the game only gives you like one way to approach your missions. You just go in there, and if you see a zombie, you whack them in the face. There's no tactical area where, okay, maybe if I throw like a beach ball or something, stupid like that. Maybe if I throw it across, where the zombies are, they'll go over there and they'll be distracted while I go into this room. It doesn't really give you that option. But with Deus Ex, it sort of does, and I really enjoyed that about it. So that's what I mean about tactical, is that most games don't offer that as an option, and this game offers a very good way of making sure the player thinks about what he or she is doing. Now talking about, I guess, what my thoughts were on the ending. I'm not going to tell you what the ending is, but the ending, I think, is it's basically your choice what the ending is. You can be an asshole. They'll still give you the choice for what your ending is. Don't worry. It's not like, oh, I made this decision, and it's not like Heavy Rain where you made this decision in the past and it just automatically outcomes to this. You don't have a choice. This is this is where you have a choice, and it just comes together all at the end. All right, I really did enjoy the game, though. For its ending, I thought it did a really good job at giving me an ending that I thought was appropriate for the decision I made. And some games don't do that at all. So music. This game has the best soundtrack of 2011. All right, so far, out of all the games I played, this game has the best soundtrack. I love the music every single time. It got me ready for the action. It got me pumped. It really fit with the environment and the whole futuristic appeal. It's like trance mixed in with a little bit of like progressive, or well, not really progressive, but like techno. It's like that sort of dance music, and I really enjoyed what the composers did and everything, because it sounded really awesome. It really sounded epic. It sounded like a really good action movie. A soundtrack, something that you really get a really good money's worth. And thank God I got the augmented edition, because I got the soundtrack. Was this? It says right here. Yeah, the game soundtrack. So I love the soundtrack. I really do. I thought it was excellent, and it fell out. I thought it was excellent. Really hit the stuff spot on. I thought it really set the mood, and it really fit the whole theme. Out of everything, it just fit the whole theme. So I was glad. The music is outstanding. All right, and well, my two favorite things are the music and art design, which are superb, because excuse me. There's no other games really out there that take that really take the future as, something that's different. Like when you see a game out there, it's mainly present time, you know, because I rarely get it. You rarely get a game where it's futuristic and it's free roam, and this is why I really like this particular genre of gaming. This RPGs, mixed in with like third or first person shooters, like Mass Effect, for instance. I mean, they really create this open, beautiful environment that you can just explore and you really get into it. I love the world of Deus Ex, and they give you plenty of variety. Detroit, Hangsha, Montreal, Singapore. They give you plenty of places to go through, different continents and everything. So, I really enjoyed the whole art design and everything like that, and the soundtrack just hit it spot on. It was, I really got into it. So, I mean, being that trance and like that whole, dance theme music is like my favorite genre. This was perfectly, right on. This is perfect. This was me. The whole music was just me. So. I really liked what they did with the music. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a really great game. Is it my favorite? I have to say with the ending, yeah. I think that this is so far. This is so far my. I'm gonna give it a tie. Alright, I was gonna say it was game of the year for me so far because I was expecting this to be game of the year, and even though it met my expectations and exceeded them, I don't know how I feel because I like the ending of Portal 2. Portal 2 had a really satisfying ending as well, and this game didn't have a satisfying ending. But you know what? You know what? Okay, fine. I'll say it. This game, Deus Ex: Human Revolution, is my favorite game so far for 2011. It's better than Crysis 2. It's better than LA Noire. It's the game that I think is worth your money for $60, and I think it's definitely something that you guys should at least rent or play. Now, I'm going to say this right now. This game isn't for everyone. A lot of people are going to get frustrated at the stuff, like the stealth and stuff like that, because, it's not, it's, the game sort of, forces you to be patient. If you're not really a patient player, I recommend you don't play this. Or I recommend, you're not going to buy this because this game rewards those, and really, it really tries to make you explore. If you're not willing to explore, if you're not willing to get into the world of Deus Ex: Human Revolution, then this game isn't really going to be that meaningful to you. The story, the ending, the characters, everything about the game is so much more has a much more deeper impact to the player if he or she were to explore. All right, so explore if you're going to get the game. Take your time with it. I don't know how long the game was, to be honest. The game wouldn't tell me the amount of time I spent in it, but I'm guessing around 35. I spent a long time in it. I did. So what I'm going to do is, I think I may add, once I get all these videos uploaded and stuff like that, this will be, once I get all these videos uploaded, I'm going to add the time together. And that's going to take a long time, but I'm going to add the time together. But the developer said this was about a 40-hour game, 35 to 40 hours if you were going to explore. And that's what I did. I explored. I did all the side missions available to me at my what am I looking for? I did all the side missions available to me at my exposure. No. Okay, I'm having a little bit of brain fart here, but I basically did all the side missions that I was asked to do, sort of like forced. They're kind of forced side, well, not really forced side missions, but you didn't have to go exploring for them. They were just given to you. That's what I mean. I did all those. So that's it. Deus Ex: Human Revolution, a great game. I would give it a 9 out of 10. And the reason I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because it's not perfect. This game has some glitches. Yes, every game has glitches, but I really did enjoy it. I really think it's worth a pickup if you have it. If you like this, if you like the third-person, first-person shooter RPG style, this is definitely something I think you would be interested in. It's new, it's different, it's original in terms of the design and everything like that. But I really think it's a good way of getting a good way of spending your time. All right. So yeah, this is a prequel, by the way. If you haven't known. Deus Ex: Human Revolution is a prequel. You do not need to play the first or second Deus Ex. I never played the first or second Deus Ex at all. I never played them. I played the demo for it on GameFly. Not GameFly, on Game On Live. That's what I'm thinking. I played the demo for the first Deus Ex on live, but yeah, you don't need to know about those other games. This is something that's new, something that's interesting, and something I really urge you to spend your time into if you want to get the game and see what the experience is like. So that's it. That's a review. 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching this very boring video. Yeah, and oh yes, I am planning on playing just about all the downloadable content for the game. The new one coming out, I forgot the name of the DLC of the new one. Let me find out the name of it. There's the new DLC coming out in October, actually, that I'm planning on playing. The Missing Link, that's it. So I'm planning on playing The Missing Link. This is gonna be pretty interesting. It's gonna be filling in the gap. It's gonna be filling in the gap between that 3-day period that Adam Jensen went from Montreal to Singapore. It's gonna fill in that 3-day gap, and I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. So I will be planning on playing that. That is gonna be a playthrough, and any other downloadable content for comes with this game, I'll be happy to play as well. So yeah, that's it. Deus Ex, 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and sorry I wasted 21 minutes of your life. Bye.